I am so excited to share with you details on our training blocks and our training schedule with rotating pillars. So, our program is built using 3 week training blocks. Our 3 week training blocks are designed with strategic progressions to drive adaptation, ensuring that you see results without stagnation. Each week of a block brings slight variations, micro goals, and built in challenges, keeping you engaged while maximizing your performance. So many 3 week blocks contain progressions of intensity denoted by rate of perceived exertion, or RPE, reps in reserve, or RIR, adjusted prescribed reps or rep ranges, adjusted interval lengths, and movement variations. This approach to programming training blocks is optimal for both our green beginners and our seasoned individual veterans with a long training age that come in our program and train for an extended amount of time. For beginners, repeating key movements over the course of 3 week progressions reinforces strong motor patterns. This is provided that you're training under a professional coaching eye. Mastering movement first leads to sustainable long term progress. It also builds confidence. Typically, by the second or third week, the client begins to feel competent in the movement, and this cultivates adherence to a plan, which is going to get you better results. You're showing up, you're doing the work, you're feeling competent, you're feeling confident. Now, let's talk about the veterans. These are like a fine line that we toe between achieving desired results and avoiding monotony that leads to boredom. Progressive training is vital, but avoiding boredom is just as critical because motivation directly impacts movement quality, results, and of course, your compliance to the program. Our clients bring more intention and intensity to the program when they're excited to do it. So in the worst case, people skip sessions entirely because like they're bored of the program or whatever. So our progression-based variance structure keeps things fresh while maintaining the necessary consistency that has to happen week to week in order for you to grow and get results. So across our 3 week blocks, you'll see variations in movements, sets, reps, loading, and implements or tools that we use. This approach helps us prevent boredom while providing an incubator for consistent progress and adaptation. By the end of a 3 week block, every client, beginner to veteran trainee, will have gained strength, capacity, and they'll have grown their engine. They'll be confident in the movements, thrilled with their progress, but eager to dive into a fresh new 3 week training block. This could not be more the opposite of random while also not being prolonged 12-week progressions that bore you out of your mind. So now that we've discussed the 3 week training block structure, I'm excited to shift into talking about the training schedule and the rotating pillars and how things change every time we shift into a new 3 week block. So, a cornerstone of our proprietary system is strategically designed training schedule. You know that we don't just program workouts, we craft a science backed, results driven training program that blends the 3 foundational pillars of our methodology: power, engine, and capacity. But the accelerator that really amplifies the impact of our program design is the way that our schedule is structured to maximize your results, regardless of how consistent or unpredictable your training routine may be week to week. So we recognize that our clients typically fall into like one of two scheduling patterns. One is rigid, while the other is unpredictable. Okay, let's talk about the rigid training structure. This is a very routine training regimen. So you train on the same day every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example. The second one, the unpredictable or sporadic, this is a varying schedule week to week. Like week one, you might train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the next week, you might train Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And both are okay. Our proprietary training method ensures that both types of clients receive the full entire benefits of their training, no matter their schedule. See, it's worth noting that a client's scheduling situation may change entirely with a promotion or a career change, or they can go from rigid to unpredictable when their child changes sports seasons. And we are able to ease that stress of the change when it comes to your training because you don't have to concern yourselves with which day of the week you come as long as you just show up at least 3 times per week. This is possible due to two key factors. One that we've discussed in other videos is full body training. Because unlike traditional splits, where if you miss an upper body Monday, that could mean that you go a full 14 days without hitting those muscle groups again. Our approach eliminates gaps to ensure balanced development. But the second thing that keeps you getting full exposure to all elements of a proper training program is our rotating pillar schedule. Our program operates in 3 week blocks, like I mentioned before, but every 3 weeks, we shift our power, capacity, and engine day of the week at the start of each cycle. So, this structure provides optimal variation and exposure for all training schedules. And this allows our clients to experience the full benefits of the program. You can literally see our entire pillar schedule over a 52-week timeline if you'd like. And what I'll do right now is just give you an example. So I should be able to share my screen with you here. So just as a hypothetical, of that. So just as a hypothetical, we can see that split A for a 3 week training block is going to be Monday power, Tuesday engine, Wednesday power plus capacity, Thursday engine, Friday power, Saturday is our capacity, which is done in a team format, and then Sunday is, of course, our recovery work. We'll do that for a 3 week block. But then in the next 3 week block, we're going to shift those training blocks. So here is your pillar schedule. And then the next 3 week block will shift it again. And then the next 3 week block will shift it again, so on and so forth. Point being, you're never getting stuck in monotony. And also, no matter what your training schedule is, whether it's rigid or unpredictable, you're getting exposure to all elements of our training program.